Today we're talking about how to start your golf swing. Super pumped, let's dive. We're talking about this idea of like rib sway. What the heck is rib sway? What is that?
So rib sway is kind of the lateral movement of your torso, of your upper body, without moving your lower body. So I kind of feel like my sternum is starting to relocate over my trail and lead hip as I'm doing this.
So because you say this term spirals as well, and
yep.
Like if you're new to our channel, like we talk about spiral line all the time. And spiral line, Tyler, if you could face that way for just a second.
Yep.
The spiral line, you can just look this up or we can put it up on the frame. It goes like over and through Tyler's scap, and then it'll go underneath Tyler's armpit. Now start facing me. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. It goes this way, diagonal across his abdomen, and then over this opposing hip complex. When you're talking rib sway, that's spiral line, right? Like, Go ahead and set up again and just hug the club for me. So if you laterally sway the ribs in that direction, go ahead and do that. Beautiful. You can even see like in his wrinkles in his shirt. Do that one more time. So this is neutral. There's the sway. From this hip complex, underneath that armpit, you'll see all of that, like if that were a rubber band, it all elongates. So you're loading up the spiral, and you call it rib sway,
Yep.
which is a fancy way of talking about the spiral line.
Yep.
This other idea of geometry. Can you just hold the club up level to the ground? Where does the club move in space? Just show us that. Where's it moving in space? Okay, so there's this, like if we're looking right here, if I put a sensor right there, which would be like the balance point of the golf club, we call it the center of mass if you want to get fancy. But just in general, if we just watched where this moved, like in that waggle, it's that shape. It's just like a little circle, this little oval right in here. So its initial movement is this vertical look, and then it goes over here and then back into the ball. Our mind is working in anticipations. It is anticipatory. How do I want to move the golf club in space? So you can preset that in your mind on how that is working along with your lateral movement from your feet or your ribs.
Yep.
So if you set up again for us, let's see one now, and this will be like a Nicholas waggle. Okay. So Nicholas would always waggle the club. If you just stay right in your posture, it would go up, he'd pause, and then it'd go whoop. It's like up here, hovers, whoom, that shape. It's the same shape that you made up here, right?
Yep.
If it's that shape, we're just doing it down by the ball. As you're wiggling your feet, this is the waggle. Go ahead and show us that. Good. And if you can do it where you're like really bouncy with the ribs and the feet and making that same little shape, good, excellent. Now if you can, T, go ahead and just bounce into that and go ahead and hit us a shot again. Ooh, really cool waggle. Beautiful, really cool. Okay, so we've talked about like kind of really like two different ideas here. This lateral movement from body, really.
Yeah.
Feet, ribs, blah, blah, blah. And geometry in the club. So now let's talk about like when you're actually like, this is all preset, kind of priming your system. And then now we actually want to get into swing start. There's an order of events here that we need to follow through with.
Right.
The order of events should always be the lateral movement first. So we're talking body movement first, and then the golf club is responsive to that. Meaning it is following. Like if we had two dominoes set up, the body would knock over first, and then here goes the golf club again. So let's show folks, we'll piece this out to start with. Go ahead and set up to the ball.
So we're sequencing this thing, right?
Now we're sequencing this sucker. So if you could just show now this lateral movement, and you'll feel it in your feet, and you'll feel it in your ribs, of the rib complex moving. Good, beautiful. Do that one more time. And what you'll see here in Tyler's knees, this is really cool. This is like a Rory-ism. Go ahead and do that again. Okay, there. See how this knee almost hides behind this knee? Do that again from setup. Watch just the angle there you go. See where the shaft goes?
Yeah.
Do that one more time. So we're one. And also, how far did the golf club move?
Not at all.
Frickin' zero, right?
Yep.
Well, we got the rib sway done. You feel this pressure in your trail foot.
Yep.
Now, if you kept spiraling, you've already primed it because you got rib sway. Go ahead and start turning in the chest. See how this is just floating along? Turn, 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 turn. Nothing's going on here yet. But your midline moved, okay? So the start of the golf swing, we got that lateral movement. Boom. Now start turning the midline. There's 2, 3 would finally be geometry,
Yeah.
where this is the shape. See how the golf club's working up, and then it would work in here. So this whole, like, if we want to get fancy, from P1, which
Yep.
is address, to like club halfway back, P2, we got 3 things going on.
Right.
In order, sequential.
Right.
Okay, so let's do this again. From beautiful setup, let's see that lateral movement. The club won't even move an inch. Good. Start gently turning, and you won't even do anything with your arms, hands, and club. Beautiful. Now go ahead and start getting that center of mass working up. Beautiful. That's all swing start. And it's nice because if you do it, and I know, shoot, the golf swing lasts like, what, 9/10 of a second, something like that. It's like friggin' very short period of time. But starting your golf swing should not be this like, boom, lightning bolt, like,
Right.
It needs to, like, we talk about waves of energy a lot. Well, waves build. They don't just, right? They do this. They build, and then they crest.
Right.
The building portion, this initial portion of your golf swing, should frickin' feel like it takes a while, the appropriate amount of time to organize things, organize systems, get everything working like we want, and then you can build into the wave and crash it out.
Yeah.
So show us this again, and show us pieced out if you could. And as you're doing it, I'll just kind of walk through this with you. Lateral movement, and again, the club didn't move at all. Upper spiral, which is the chest rotation. Now the vertical nature of that golf club, and there's the start of the geometry, right? That golf club went vertical. So let's see this again.
Okay.
And let's just see kind of that like halfway-ish back, like P2, P3, but it's all bouncy now. So you're going 1, 2, 3, lateral, chest, vertical nature of the club to just get it going and freeze. Boom, boom,
1, 2, 3.
See the bounce now? Do that again. Boom,
1,
boom,
2,
boom.
3.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and hit one now.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 hit.
That was pretty fun.
So good. But see, it's organized.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, swing start, of course, you can have like one thing in your mind that's like your trigger to go.
Yeah.
But what's nice with this, and we talk about this a ton, is like movement has elements to it. It's not just one thing.
Yeah.
There's a series of movements that happen that allow you to like get all the sensories, like I feel stuff. You earn feel from the actual movement, but the sequence of that movement. So swing start happens 100% before you even actually do start your swing and your waggles, your lateral movement, your dynamics to kind of get you organized.
Yeah.
But you want those things to be able to drip into the actual movement of your golf swing. Like what happens and in what sequence.
Yeah.
So you got 3 things. You get your laterals, which are in your feet. You'll feel it in your feet, like pressures in your feet.
Yep.
A lot of that's just going to come from rib sway. Like if you sway that way, there's the pressure into the right foot. And again, the golf club hasn't even moved yet. You're just going lateral first. Then we're going to go chest rotation, which will get the whole arm, hand, and club structure moving. And then finally, that center of mass of the golf club will just get popped up in order. Lateral, spirals or chest, and the geometry of the golf club, that vertical nature of the golf club. Hit them well. Any questions you have, write them below. We will absolutely comment back. Hit flushers, baby. Let's go.